2 years ago, I decided I wanted a breast reduction. I was always very large. I was around a K, and I just thought, wow, I really want to be smaller so I have better quality of life and everything. And so I kept researching the internet, and when I kept coming back to Dr. Wooten, I thought, well, I'm gonna make an appointment. So I came to see her, and when I came to see her, I was very impressed. The staff was very kind, and when I met her, she actually answered my questions very thoroughly. And even my husband's, she would, had the time, had the patience, and was very considerate. And I was very pleased. From right there and then, my husband and I said, we're doing this. We're just gonna go ahead and take and do this. And so she goes, well, you have to go through a pre-test. I ended up getting my blood test done, and I had my mammogram. And I was so excited, I couldn't wait, because I'm thinking, okay, now the next step is finally to have a breast reduction. Whenever Dr. Wooten called me, I thought it was to schedule my appointment. But at that time, I ended up finding out that I had breast cancer. It just seemed like my whole world just dropped off under me. But, Dr. Wooten was there. Even though she was going to my reduction at that time, I'm thankful that she did the type of test that she did, because there could have been a lot of complications. So I was highly impressed that she did that for me. And I'm sure she does it for everyone else too. But at that time, she goes, do you have anybody to go to? And I said, I'm not sure. Everything just collapsed. And she says, well, here's what I would do if I was in your situation. She says, I know some very good doctors. And she says, I'll actually call them for you. And she actually took the time to call them. With that guidance, it made me stronger, because I had a plan. And I'm the type of person that I have to have a plan. So I went through my, all my treatments and everything, and did really well. And I actually kind of forgot about the breast reduction, because I was just so overwhelmed with my chemo and just trying to make it through that. Then I just kind of put it on the back burner, I guess. And I went to see my radiation doctor, and he said, hey, before you end up having radiation, if you want that breast reduction, you better get done. And I was like, oh, yeah, I better do that. And so he was the one that kind of put the spark back in me. And she already told me if I needed anything, to always just give her a call. And I called her and I told her, I said, I think I want the breast reduction. She said, okay, let's make sure your counts are all up. And it was right before my last chemo. And then she ended up scheduling me, and we got my blood counts, and they were all good and everything. And she thought it out. I was impressed, because she says, well, since you're such a large size, do you want to really go to a C? I think maybe a good choice is maybe just a small D. And I said, yeah, absolutely, probably. And she said, because if not, you want to feel empty, being from a K to a D. She says, it might be a good thing. On December 16th, I was in the OR having my breast reduction. And from that point on, she just has always been there. The thoroughness that I had when I came back was amazing. I mean, they checked me, they were there, they were very compassionate if I had any kind of concerns or questions. And they were always very kind, the whole staff was. I'm in readmission, I've been 2 years out. They did my testing and everything was great. So I guess in a sense, I can always say that Dr. Wooten, not only did she give me a better quality of life, but in a sense she saved my life, because she took the time just for me.